The wine glass trembled slightly in my hand, not from nerves, not from fear, from precision. I held it like a scalpel, observing, calculating. She walked past me in her wedding dress, my daughter, laughing, radiant, her arm looped around a man I didn't recognize, her new stepfather. He looked at me like I was an insect on a windowsill. "You're nothing to her anymore, loser." He smiled without smiling. "She doesn't want to see your pathetic face," he spat. It hit my shoe. I didn't react. I smiled. The kind of smile I'd practiced in mirrors. Then I pulled out my phone. One number, no words, and I left. Exactly 1 hour later, the groom was found sobbing in the courtyard, the ceremony half abandoned. My daughter stood a few steps behind him, her veil in her hands, her eyes locked on a document. Her hands shook, her lips trembled. She whispered, barely audible, "Oh my God, who your father really was." I didn't look back. 6 months ago, she stopped calling me Dad. Just stopped. No fight, no warning, just silence. The messages dried up. Then came the restraining order, fabricated concern, emotional instability, past aggression, legal words that didn't belong to her voice. But I knew that handwriting on the statement wasn't hers. It was hers, my ex-wife, and his, the new husband with the Rolex and reptile eyes. He filled the space I built brick by brick, quietly at first, with dinners, weekend trips, whispered laughs in corners. I was fading from my daughter's memory like breath on glass. The final insult came in a photograph. My daughter at her engagement, beaming. My name wasn't mentioned in the announcement. The man beside her, the groom, posted, "To the greatest father-in-law a guy could ask for." And the man beside him? My replacement. I should have exploded, but I didn't. I waited. People leave fingerprints on lies. I found hers on a wine glass in my kitchen 2 years ago, lipstick smudged in a shade she never wore before. Then there were the overseas calls, 2 hours long, always made when I was asleep. The number was unlisted. I traced it anyway. The name? Jonathan Pierce. A man I used to call friend, now calling my wife late into the night. I ran the timelines. The calls started 2 months before the divorce. The affair started long before that. Then I dug deeper. My daughter's school records, her college financials, a tuition sponsor with initials that weren't mine, JP, Jonathan again. She'd been groomed with luxury, bought into distance, thought I had abandoned her, thought he was the savior. I needed proof, something final, indisputable. I got it. A DNA test. Not of her, of him, her fiancé. The match was precise. His father wasn't the man she thought he was. Not Jonathan. Not me. Someone darker. And my daughter had no idea who she was marrying. I met the groom once, briefly, a handshake, a glance. He had my ex-wife's eyes, too familiar. I requested a discreet lab to compare archived hospital records, his birth certificate, blood types, medical anomalies. It matched a case I remembered from a decade ago, a cover-up involving a pharmaceutical CEO and a woman with a sealed court file. The truth hit like cold water in my lungs. He was the product of something hidden, something bought. I printed it all, bound it in leather, neutral colors, understated, lethal. I handed it to the groom's best man on the wedding morning. No explanation, just a sealed envelope and one sentence. Make sure he reads this before he says, "I do." He did. The sobbing started 59 minutes later. I stood outside the venue, not close, just far enough to hear the chaos. Chairs overturned, voices rising. The photographer packed up early. No bouquet toss, no dancing. I watched Jonathan walk out the side door, alone, pale. His hand clutched his phone like it might save him. It wouldn't. He saw me, I didn't move. He didn't wave. He knew. All these years, he thought he won. But I wasn't playing checkers. I was playing demolition. And the timer just hit 0. She never called me. Never said thank you. Never said sorry. I didn't expect her to. Some truths don't mend things. Some truths burn bridges for good. I returned home that night to silence. I poured myself a drink. The same wine, same glass. But this time, no tremble. Only stillness. You see, people like Jonathan, they forget the quiet ones. Forget what we're capable of. Forget we remember everything. She was always my daughter. He just reminded her of a fairy tale. I gave her the ending she needed, not the one she wanted. And that was the last dance I never gave.